Why you wanna let me go, nah, nah, now? Are you saying that to change your mind? For love or pity, let me know, nah, nah, now. Cause your love made me go blind.
All right, well, today's the day. I'm gonna start to do an update on this pool area. Don't know 100% what I'm doing, but just wanting to make it fresher, cleaner looking, all the things. I don't know how long this is gonna take. We shall see. But I'll give you a quick tour of what it looks like now. So this is our little sitting area. That's our little brooder box back there. So that's gonna go somewhere else. But yeah, a little sitting area. We have our grill over here. Bobby's got storage and stuff in there. To the left is where we have our hot tub, towels hanging, and then this way is the pool. So yeah, first things first, I kind of have to just clear a lot of this stuff out and clean before I can do anything. If you remember last time I did an outdoor cleaning, I used this, but then I also used this stuff. This stuff I didn't like. So I had Bobby go to the store and get me more of this because I plan on painting the pool screen area, but I need to make sure it's really, really clean. So he got the refillable one. So this guy. So now I need to try and fill her up so that I can spray this area down again. This stuff truly works amazing. Now, our screen area wasn't too bad since I had recently done this, but I wanted to make sure to go in again and just make sure everything was very thoroughly clean before I went in and painted it.
What are those for? Or are you just looking at the different tones?
There's different color blacks. So like caviar is a little bit more of a blue black, but to me that's more true. Or jasper is more green.
Oh, yeah.
There's one over there that's more purpley.
Oh.
I want it to be as true black as possible.
Oh, okay.
So go with that one.
All right.
Every word you say, every smile you fake, I let you go. It's sad to see you feeding off the feeling. Every heart you break, every soul you shake, I let you go.
I am sure many of you guys can relate when your husbands just give you a crazy look when they think you're looking at the exact same color, just in different brands. So that is definitely Bobby for me. I think he was trying to figure out what in the world, like black is just black, but there is definitely different tones. Caviar, I love caviar. Like that one is my favorite, but I always like to look again and double check. We did get specific paint for painting this like aluminum whatever it is. We looked it up, made sure we got the right stuff. I really did want this to be more of a budget friendly makeover, so I'm not buying a ton of stuff for our backyard. There was some little things, but the big thing was painting it just to give it a fresh look. I love the way the black looks though. Once it is all done, it makes it look more modern, clean. That was my big thing. Over time, the screws in this had rusted, so I was able to cover that up and not have to worry about those rust marks anymore. It just made it look so much better. It definitely though was a lot of work. I have this sped up times 16. So yeah, don't let this fool you, making it look super easy. I actually thought it'd be a little bit easier because I'm like, you know what? It's a big pool area, but at the same time, like, it's not like I'm painting a whole wall. Like, a lot of this is screen. Yeah, no, it definitely took all day. It was a long day. Luckily, it was a cooler day. You can tell by my shawl, so that made it a lot easier to get this all done. Plus, we had some decent cloud cover. That way the sun wasn't beating down on me this whole time. Most of the painting I did do myself. However, in this back area, it goes up quite a bit. So I actually had Bobby come out and he did that top section for me because even with the ladder, I just could not reach. So he did help me out when it came to that. Actually, if you're wondering where he's at during a lot of this, one, he did help me with a lot of this. We did this actually right before he went up to Wisconsin. He's actually up in Wisconsin now visiting family. He planned a little like trip with a lot of his military buddies. So that is why he's up there right now. So I definitely wanted to get this done before he left because I knew there was stuff I needed his help with. But I was very grateful because he was really just making sure the kids were taken care of. He completely cleaned the house one of the days. So that made my life a lot easier because you guys know when I do projects like this, like they engulf my life. And when I am not doing it, like taking a break, I just want to take a break. Like I do not want to go inside and wash the dishes or clean the counters or think about dinner or anything like that. So it was nice that he really took over the inside chores while I was doing a lot of this stuff, which ended up taking multiple days to get it all done.
It's quite a lonely world that we're living in. Oh, baby, you are something special, I'm sure. Everything makes total sense when you're next to me.
Now, one thing I do highly recommend if you are taking on a project like this is definitely check out your weather. I know when I was reading this, the paint said best between like 60 degrees and I think 80 degrees. So this was actually the perfect time to do it because our lows at night were in the 60s. And then during the day, we were like mid to low 70s. So I knew it would be good for curing and everything. But like I said, I made sure everything was thoroughly cleaned beforehand, which that is hard to do when you think about this being outside. It definitely is difficult to make sure everything is like perfectly cleaned. It's funny, you see Minnie just following me everywhere. Freya was outside playing a lot of this day while I was getting stuff done. I'm sure you've seen her run around in the background, playing with the ducks, playing with the dogs, just all over the place, which is kind of nice. She loves being outside. Like, it doesn't matter if it's in the front yard with Daddy, drawing with chalk, or swimming in the pool, jumping on a trampoline, playing with the ducks. She loves being outside. I know when you guys watch my videos, you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, that girl is always on her tablet, because it seems like that because when I'm filming, I'm trying to keep her busy so I can get stuff done around the house. And I know some people will be like, a tablet shouldn't be a babysitter, but this is just my life. I'm not going to apologize that sometimes the tablet is the babysitter, and it just makes my life a little bit easier. So, yes, but she does love being outside. Actually, all the kids do. Xander is a little bit more of an inside kid, wants to like, he's into like coding and video games and things like that. But he still enjoys coming outside. But Bjorn and Freya are outside all the time. If it's playing on bikes, trampoline, they keep asking when it's going to get warm enough to swim, because it still hasn't been consistently warm enough for the pool really to be like warm. If we get like a hot day, they could definitely go in the pool, but the pool ain't warm. We do not have a heated pool. The heater is the sun. So it's going to be another couple weeks before the pool really starts getting nice. But they are definitely at an age where they don't care. They don't care if the pool is 50 degrees. If it's hot outside, they want to be swimming. Oh, so this door, I went back and forth about painting this also black, but in the end, I am so glad I did. I just feel like it kind of pulled the whole thing together. I almost painted the surround of the door black also, but I actually didn't think it needed it. That was going to be a little bit more of a headache. So I did just leave that to metal, but I think it looked great. It was one of those things that I was able to get a nice crisp line and still keep it where it blended in really, really well. I still might in the future paint it black. I just think it'd make these doors look a little bit newer and nicer. And when we got our windows put in, we got quoted on our sliding glass doors because we were like, we don't need any new ones. But these are old. They do kind of be a pain to open and shut. So we got them quoted. The doors alone, because of the size of them, were like $20,000. So needless to say, we didn't think it was worth it or necessary.
When we began it, we were simple. Now all we do is turn nothing into rain, and I've been acting all insane.
So you also might be asking about the top slats and what our plan is for that. So we did not paint those. Once again, it's a reach thing. We have a ladder that I could do it with, but the ladder would literally have to go into the pool. So I don't mind the two-tone. Bobby doesn't mind it either. So in the future, we might paint the ceiling half also, but that would have to happen in the summer because I am not getting into the pool right now. It's too cold for me to be getting in there on the ladder to get it completely painted. So there's probably gonna be some touch-up stuff that I do in the summer, just because then I'd have to be in the pool. And I will also in the future be doing the outside of the screen area also. But for now, I was really just focusing on the inside. And like I said, I wanted this to be a budget-friendly makeover. So I was looking for efficient time frame, but also not spending a lot of money. You're going to see a lot of the stuff I use, we actually already had. Furniture, rugs, I don't want to really say like decor, but kind of like decor stuff. Lighting, oh my gosh. Lighting makes such a huge difference when you are doing any type of outdoor anything. If it's front yard, backyard, patio, deck, porch, whatever, accent lighting, and you're going to see this later on, makes the biggest difference in the world. I love the way it turned out, but this was all stuff we had on hand, so that is what made it very, very affordable and budget friendly for us.
Every night I'm going on the grid, texting back, I want you, hit you up, I'm on the other side, I miss you, take you off, I came here way too strong, cannot keep it low key, Got me drugged, your pheromones hit the roof. Auto, your taste. Is there really a bad reception out there? Where you heading? Why ain't gravity pulling you in closer to me? I've lost you.
Here you can see Bobby ended up coming out because now that I had gotten this side the whole like pool area painted, we really needed to start completely emptying out this under, what is it called? Lanai area. We needed to take everything out, which included him draining the hot tub. That way I could finish painting. I will say I didn't get all the painting. I know this is already a good amount of painting. I actually find painting really satisfying on videos, which is why I left a lot of it. But as it got darker, it just doesn't film as well. So I didn't show all of it. This is pretty much going to be the end of it here. But just also show you a little bit of us trying to get stuff out of here so that we could move on to the next step.
It's hot.
Yeah, I get hot.
Yeah, it's finally warm out.
No.
What are you all buying, Freya?
My head is burning.
Hey, where'd your...
Definitely add to that
My head burning.
That thing's huge.
Burning, Mom.
I know, baby.
Freya, where'd you put your book? Did you lose it? Oh, it's right there? All right, good.
There you go.
All right, so either something like this, which is massive. I ain't horribly priced. I mean, it's not cheap, but... Or something like this.
You can already smell it as you walk over the orange blossoms.
Oh, yeah?
It smells so pretty. Careful there, Arby.
Oh, yeah. It smells good. Smells really good.
This would be the more expensive.
Yeah.
Because that one's like 180. This one's like 230.
Oh, my goodness. Well, that one's 189.
Yeah, but this is 235.
Okay.
Which is a big plant.
That's if you wanted... I know you can get them as not as grown, but obviously this is nice looking right away.
I never got it, why'd you have to go? I guess this world's too slow for you. I think there's beauty in the gray, the cold, but you just want...
So we did not buy plants that day. I was really just looking to get an idea of what was in their nursery area. Big thing we were going for was the soap product to clean the cement. There's like a specific product you use to clean the cement, as well as the paint we wanted to use on here. As you can see, it's not the worst in the world, but there's definitely a lot of areas that just had gotten worn out and everything. I've given it a good cleaning multiple times, and it definitely makes it look so much better whenever I give it a good power wash, but it needed a little bit more than that this time.
This is goodbye.
So I'm taking a quick break, and I realized I'm pretty sure Freya's in her underwear on the trampoline. I'll just blur it. That'll be easier. This will be blurred so you don't see the children jumping naked on the trampoline. So last night we finished painting all the black. It started getting dark, so I didn't film all of it getting done. I still have to do a second coat today. You saw me start power washing. So we got this and put that on. You're supposed to let it sit for about 20 minutes and then scrub or power wash. I am power washing to save my back, to prep this cement for paint because it needs to be recoated. I'm not looking forward to doing it, but I know it's going to look so much better. It's a lot of work. This is the best time of year though, because it's warm, but it's not like dying hot out. And luckily I can sit under the pergola in the shade while I let things soak and whatnot. I'm loving the black though. It just looks so much cleaner and richer. I hated the white. It needed to get touched up anyway, so no matter what, I was gonna have to paint it white, and I just didn't want to do that. So it's getting there. It's looking a lot nicer. It does stink though, because I'm gonna have to wait till tomorrow to do the actual cement. That way it's 100% fully dry before I do more. But yeah, this is exhausting. It is looking so good though. I'm excited. We went to Lowe's today and got that cleaner. We picked out the color we wanted to do the cement. Looked at some plants because I really want to do some plants on the other side of the pool. And I'm hoping if maybe I get a big plant, I can hide the pool toys behind it, because I hate just like having them in that corner looking messy. I don't know. I need to figure out something for the pool toys because the kids use them, so we are not getting rid of them, but I don't like the way they look. But yeah, that is where we are at. This is looking good. I'm happy about doing it, but do not let times 16, because that is what I am editing this video at, is times 16, fool you that it is a quick and easy project, because it is not. It's a well needed, and it's going to be, I'm gonna be so happy when it's done. It's gonna look so good, but it's a lot of work.
Come a little closer. I wanna dance with you. Everything's moving slower. I don't know what it is you do. I've been looking at you all night, trying to figure you out. I just wanna make you smile. Hold your hand in my hand, looking at the
I am glad I caught that little incident, because it's just something I don't always catch when I'm filming it there in the background. But yes, the kids were definitely on the trampoline in their underwear, which they often do, just because we have like that trampoline sprinkler thing hooked up. So they'll often go out there, turn on that, and just strip down so they don't get their clothes wet, which we don't really care. We have a fenced-in backyard. Doesn't really bother us. So it doesn't bother us. It doesn't bother them. But for paint, so this is the Valspar patio, like pool patio paint. We got this because it's specific for the pool patio. So it's got a little grip to it, so we don't need to worry about people slipping and sliding when it gets wet. Sun fade resistant. Also had like a special coating so it doesn't get like super hot in the sun, things like that. We ended up going with, this was called Lazy River. I will say this is a lot bluer than I thought it would be. Bobby really wanted blue. I wasn't sure what I wanted, so I let him pick. And both of us, once we got it down, were like, oh, this is very blue. But I will say, once like we started pulling things together and it dried darker, it ended up not bothering me. But when I first started putting this down, I was like, did we go with the right color? Because I swear this was not as blue on the swatch. But I know paint dries differently, so I just went with this. This actually went on really, really fast. It probably took me 30 minutes to do this edge work, maybe 45. And this is what took the longest, was just going around. I did all the edges, went into the cracks. So this probably took me the longest, and then the actual rolling it out was probably only about 30 minutes. So not too bad at all. And after 4 hours, you can second coat it. And after about an hour, you can easily walk on it. Like, it's dried up enough that it's not like you're worrying about getting footprints and whatnot. So that is one nice thing about this paint, is it was a pretty quick process. And the second coat went on even quicker than the first coat.
But not that much. 'Cause if you want somebody else, who am I to judge? I've been thinking about you all the time, but that's alright. I'm starting to get used to it, think I'll survive. I met you in the summer, when you left it was cold. Said we loved one another, guess that we were wrong. I met you in the summer, our love was out of control. I've been going crazy without you, I'm so alone.
So when we went shopping and we were looking at those plants, I know I was mentioning some of the prices and stuff. I will say we ended up not buying either of those options when we went back the next day. The orange tree was already gone, which I was not surprised. That thing smelled so amazing with all the orange blossoms on it. I was so happy. Oh, also a little tidbit, and I saw someone else recommended it, so that's why I did it. Dumping the paint and just rolling it out this way, way easier and quicker than using a bucket and constantly having to go back and forth with your roller. This was a game changer. I think this is partially why rolling it out was a lot quicker and easier. So the citrus tree, that one, I think, now I can't remember. I know I said it before. I think it was like $260. It was not cheap, but it was beautiful. It was mature. And if you guys know anything about plants, you know, for something like that, it wasn't a bad price. The other one was 100 something. We ended up finding a plant that fills the corner beautifully, has that same like feel that I wanted for like $60. Because when we went back, I just told Bobby, I'm like, I really was just not looking to spend like a crazy amount of money, especially knowing you guys know paint. Paint's not cheap already. So our budget pretty much was this paint. That was our budget for doing this makeover. Now, obviously, I wanted to do some other touch-ups and things like that, but I wasn't looking to spend like thousands of dollars on a makeover. I was hoping to get this done for about $300, and about $300 is what it costs just to paint everything.
Met you in the summer, our love was out of control. I've been going crazy without you, I'm so alone. I met you in the
Wait up, ain't got no time for that. I've stayed up, I was hoping that you would change your ways. Wake up, you blew your final chance. Make up, I'm trying, but I cannot be mad at you. I don't know.
So that was it for that day. Pretty much got that down, and then we just left it alone. And actually, we had to leave it alone for 2.5 days, something like that, to give it a really good cure time. So we had to leave it and let it really just do its work before we put everything back together. So while we were doing that, I wanted to go in, and these are the rugs that we had, but I figured let's give them all a really good pressure washing. That way, when we put the patio back together, at least these have had time to sit out in the sun, dry, and just be very, very clean. I ended up doing this not only with the rugs, but with the furniture, pretty much anything I was going to be putting back in. We wanted to make sure to give it a really good washing. Now, my outdoor furniture, I can take the pillows out and wash the covers. And originally that was my plan until I got to this pillow right here. And I started taking it out, and the insert had started deteriorating. Like, the actual foam was fine, but the insert that holds all the foam together was not. So that's when I decided I'm not going to mess with that. I'm not going to take the chance of this foam getting all over the place. So I just wanted to pressure wash them. This ended up working fine. Just doing this, letting them dry in the sun. Because yeah, I really did not want to mess with the inserts if they were tearing and then end up with foam everywhere. And it ended up just being a big mess. So this just made life a lot easier. And I'm just using my regular hose with the attachment just to give everything a really good rinse down and clean down. Nothing too crazy. Getting the inside of the tub. The tub often gets just like sand and stuff at the bottom. So being able to just literally go over everything and make sure it was really clean before putting stuff back together was perfect. I will say on this night, we didn't put a lot of the patio back together because we didn't want to put too much back on here. It had been a couple days, but I wasn't 100% sure if it was not long enough to have the cement cure yet. But Bobby and I love this hot tub. Love this hot tub. And it was one thing I really wanted put back together, because you can also imagine after doing all this work, like my back hurt, like everything hurt, and we didn't even have our hot tub set up, and it was very sad. So we had both decided that we were at least going to get the hot tub back together. That way it could start heating back up so that we could bring it and use it again when we wanted to. But next day again, bringing in all of the pieces and just finally pulling it all together.
Were you gonna tell me that? What am I hearing? It feels like a heart attack. Someone help me catch my breath again. How did you stop loving me? How is that even possible?
This was also the day before Bobby had his flight to go back to Wisconsin. So we were really cutting it down to the wire to get this done, because this was the other thing that I wanted him to do. I'm sure I could have figured it out, but even just hanging these, as you can see, he can easily just reach and hang them. I would have had to go and move the ladder, every single one to attach. And then he had to set up the solar part. So him being home to help with this just made sense. So I was really glad we were able to do that. We ended up, so on our quail cage, we had these lights. I ended up not really using them for the quail. I really wanted them just to have some time of when I wanted to go more with what nature would be, of they lay when the sun's up and not. So in the winter, they just lay less. So we took them off of their cages, and we ended up taking the lights off the back fence and using it on the other half, and they're all solar. So it just worked perfectly. I got this little basket to hold all the pool towels. I do still need to figure out a nicer way to have towels hanging to dry, because I hated that string going across the pool area. I just thought it looked so messy. This is the plant we found though. Like I said, I love it. I feel like it still gives this like nature-y vibe to this corner that I wanted. Plus I wanted something that I could put the pool toys behind it and it would somewhat disguise those pool toys. And this worked out perfect. And like I said, this was $60 compared to the like $160, $260 that I was looking at. So a lot cheaper. But here is all the befores and afters. You have to wait till the nighttime shots. Like the daytime, it's good. It's great. I love the way this turned out, especially for on a budget. But the nighttime shots, that is like what took the cake. So I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video and enjoy all the befores and afters, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
I don't wanna fight no more, cause I don't feel the need no more, no. Just wanna make it stop. Maybe it's something in the water, or maybe we just hit hit the end of the road. Right now it doesn't even matter. It's too late not to let it go. And that's why I wish you the best and say goodbye. You start to get dressed and then we cry. 'Cause we both know it's gonna hurt, but not as much as this does. We had a good run, don't say we didn't. I was your first love, and you were my first one. Cheers to all the memories, the venom and the remedies, yeah. Promise I won't forget, yeah. Maybe it's something in the water, or maybe we just hit the end of the road. Right now it doesn't even matter. It's too late not to let it go. And that's why I wish you the best and say